What up, YouTubers? It's your boy Nerdy Red 23. How are y'all doing? This also goes out for my TikTokers too, so for YouTube and TikTok. I'm here to talk about Tupac's, excuse me, his fifth studio album, Machiavelli, The 7-Day Theory, The Don Illuminati, being released of November 5th, 1996. Happy 29 years to this album, and it's actually his first posthumous album and the last release with his creative input. And it was recorded through July and August of 96, and it was released of today, almost 2 months after his death, under the stage name of Machiavelli by Death Row Records, Machiavelli Records, subsidiary of Death Row, and Interscope Records. And it's his only album under the alternative stage name, and it features guest appearances from rap group Outlaws and rapper Badass, as well as R&B singers Aaron Hall, Danny Boy, Casey and JoJo, Val Young, and Tyrone Rice, along with uncredited vocal contributions from reggae musician Prince Etal Joe. Originally intended as a mixtape and preceded by the release of Toss It Up, and as the lead single of the album, debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and sold 664,000 copies with its first week of the release. And by the year of 99, it was certified 4 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, and the song To Live and Die in LA and Hail Mary were released later as singles, and both garnered praise as standout tracks from the album. Particularly the latter, none of its singles charted within the Billboard Hot 100, but all charted within the top 20 of UK singles chart. And the album was originally set to be released in March of 97, but because of Tupac's death, it was released 4 months early. The album received widespread critical acclaim, and with the praise for the emotion displayed by Shakur, the production, album cover, and themes, it was ranked by critics as one of the greatest hip-hop albums, as well as one of the greatest albums of all time. Yeah, I really didn't agree with the cover either, but I mean, I love Tupac. He will always be my GOAT in the rap hip-hop world. I know I just didn't agree to that logo. I was like, Pac, come on, man, you could do a little better than that. As y'all know what I mean. But I mean, it's still got some dope songs on here. I like the intro, Bomb First, Hail Mary, and To Live and Die in LA, and Against All Odds is one of my favorites on here, including White Man's World, and Just Like Daddy, Life of an Outlaw. So many classics, man. This is a dope album, and as y'all can see, Exit Tupac, Enter Machiavelli. So more to it. The album was completely finished in 7 days during the first week of August 96. These are some of the last songs that Shakur recorded before he got assassinated on the 7th of September of 96. And the album's preliminary title was The 3-Day Theory, and it originally consisted of around 14 tracks. In a 2014 interview, Idi Amin of the Outlaws and Ronald Risky Brent revealed that the official name of the album was mixed up in the rush to release the album following, Pac's death. And Pac wanted the album to be called Illuminati, The 7-Day Theory, with Machiavelli the Don as the artist name. However, the album went through numerous changes, and the linear notes on August 12th showed the track list for the final album, as well as the name change to Illuminati, The 7-Day Theory. And George Papa G. Price, former head of publicity for Death Row, claimed that Machiavelli, which we did, was a sort of a tongue-in-cheek, and it was not ready to come out. But after Pac was murdered, it did came out before it that it was going to be a sort of an underground release. And many of Shakur's usual in-house producer, most notably as Johnny J, were not involved with the project. The only producer with whom Shakur had worked prior to this album was QD3, the son of Quincy Jones and half-brother of Kidada Jones, and Shakur's girlfriend. And Shakur also co-produces 4 tracks on the album. And the other 2 producers were Hurt and Bad and Daryl Big D Harper. Idi Amin of the Outlaw recalls at the time, Hurt and Bad, who was just an up-and-coming producer at the Death Row, and Daryl Harper, who was an R&B producer, Suge had him working on all the R&B projects. They had a green room up in the Can-Am Studios, which everybody around Death Row called the WAG room because they said it ain't nothing but WAG to come out of there. But we was up in the studio one day, we trying to get music done, and ain't none of us producers, we see them 2 fools in the WAG room. And Pac like, go get them ends, and so ends go bring them out. Pac just hitting to work like I need to be here. I need y'all to do this, do that. And these are that nobody at Death Row was working with. They'll tell you themselves. And the rest is history. So more to it. While All Eyes on Me was considered by Shakur a celebration of life, Illuminati 7-Day Theory, the 7-Day Theory is much of a darker and more complex. His rapping is still emotional, but is intensified throughout. Some of the songs on the album contain both subtle and direct insults to his rivals at the height of the East Coast and West Coast beef. Bomb First, My Second Reply, which is a diss towards Bad Boy Records, Jay-Z, Mobb Deep, and Nas, and Exhibit. Toss It Up contains a diss towards his former Death Row label mate, Dr. Dre, and he did some liminals toward Teddy Riley. And then same with To Live and Die in L.A., he did say a diss towards Dr. Dre as well. And same with Against All Odds, he went at Dre, Nas, Mobb Deep, Puffy, and Coogee Rap and De La Soul, and including New York hip-hop executives Jimmy Henchman, Haitian Jack, and Walter King Tut Johnson, who were accused of being associates of Puffy at the time and Bad Boy, and orchestrating in the 1994 Quad Studio assault. And although Pac, insulted Nas on the song Bomb First and Against All Odds, Young Noble of the Outlaws, who appeared on several of the songs on the 7-Day Theory, stated in an interview that Nas's I Gave You Power was the main inspiration for Pac's Me and My Girlfriend. And Tupac and Nas squashed their beef at the 1996 MTV Video Music Awards the day before Pac was assassinated. They were supposed to be scheduled to meet in Vegas, but never had that chance. And Death Row associate Kurt Cobain, not the other Kurt Cobain, but this is a different one, spelled differently, Colton revealed in an interview in 2016 that Shakur was listening to Nas. It was written the day he was murdered during his drive in Vegas. And Watch Your Mouth is another diss song that was supposed to be on the album, but it got cut and still remains unreleased. But it has been leaked online, and it contains disses towards Dre, Nas, Biggie, Puffy, and De La Soul, and Wendy Williams. This album will always be a classic, man. No doubt about it. Especially for being sold 664,000 copies, 664,000 copies of its first week. And the album was certified 2 times platinum of January 10th of 1997. And it debuted at number 1 on both the U.S. Billboard 200 and the U.S. Top R&B/Hip Hop Albums chart of November 23rd of 96. The rest is history. This will always be a classic forever. And Crazy is a dope song too, featuring with Badass on here. And Me and My Girlfriend, Hold Your Head with Hurt and Bad. This is just classic, man. This will always be a favorite from Tupac. And especially if I'm going through like a tough day, I would listen to Against All Odds. Like I would be like so in a mad rage, like I'm ready to kick that so and so. That's what I'm ready when I'm playing ball on the court. Yeah. Long live the GOAT, man. Tupac will always be the GOAT forever. And to let y'all know, he did read the Niccolo Machiavelli, The Prince, while he was in prison recovering from an attempt on his life of November of 94. But he did spell Machiavelli a little differently, as y'all can see that. What's your favorite song off the album? Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and comment. Follow your boy, and I will be gladly to return. Y'all have a blessed one and stay safe, and keep bumping this album on your turntables, y'all. Peace.